Here comes a chance to measure your treasure and count your riches. A person that measures and counts is often seen as a deity, overseeing and guiding events. This week, there's also an opportunity to create more security for yourself, for your family, your capital, and your property. And now, here are your weekly mansions of the Moon Signs Horoscopes from the 26th of September to the 2nd of October 2022. Mansions of the Moon Signs, first we have a Waxing Crescent Moon, September 26th to October 2nd, so 2022. This week, the whole time, we have a Waxing Crescent Moon, okay? So that's because we're following the man-made calendar of Monday through Sunday. Okay, so this time only a waxing crescent moon. And this waxing crescent moon transits through Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn. We're using tropical astrology and universal time coordinated. Now use projective imaginings, pictures, films, advertising, or magic during a waxing crescent moon. Now we're going to get into your daily Lunar Mansion Magic Angels and Lords Astrology Guidance for the week of September 26th to October 2nd. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. We have September 26th. We have Libra, Waxing Crescent Moon in Lunar Mansion number 16 at 16:19 hours. Be mindful of encumbrances or obstacles when going on a journey, getting married, doing business, or reaping crops or rewards, though this mansion is good for vindicating confined people. Good to use pictures of a man sitting in a chair while grasping a weight, balance, or a pair of scales in his hand, or some kind of caliper for measuring. It causes the abundance of sales of goods from promotions and displays. From the horns of the scorpion, which is used to be, in the past, okay, it was a part of the larger astrological scorpion in the more modern constellation of Libra, the scales. Now it's Libra. Before it was part of the larger scorpion. So it used to be the horns of the scorpion, now it's Libra, and the horns have been, the scorpion has been reduced, and the horns are now where the belly used to be, that kind of a thing. So it's like that with Leo as well. Now, so in this mansion, we have Lunar Angel Azaruel from Agrippa, or Azaruel from Warnock, and the Lord is Azaruch. Okay, so the lunar angel, according to Agrippa, Henry Cornelius Agrippa, it's spelled A-Z-E-R-U-E-L. And according to Warnock, Christopher Warnock, it's spelled A-Z-A-R-U-E-L. So it's just one letter difference. And the Lord is Azaruch. So use whichever one makes you feel more that you're going to get the desired outcome. Okay, that'll work best for you. This mansion was used in the movie Casino in 1995. It was a Martin Scorsese movie. It's a mob or organized crime style film about the men that own and run Las Vegas casinos and hotels set in the 1970s and the 1980s. Early in the film, the character Ace Rothstein, portrayed by actor Robert De Niro, is shown holding a measuring device used to inspect dice, used at one of his craps tables in the hotel and casino in which he is the boss. So they use that in this movie, and it's a very good movie. And it also stars Sharon Stone, who plays his girlfriend and becomes his wife. Now, September 27th, we have Libra Waxing Crescent Moon to Scorpio Moon for this mansion in Lunar Mansion number 17 at 15:33 hours. Valuable to turn unfortunate events into fortunate ones. Causes romance and love to become strong and powerfully felt. Strengthens structures and is lucky for sailors and for seamen. Use a picture or figurine of a primate, monkey, or gorilla to guard yourself and those you care for against burglars, muggers, and intruders. From the crown of Scorpio, when the astrological scorpion was larger, being 60 degrees instead of 30 degrees, the stars of this mansion now span from the end of the constellation of Libra the Scales to the beginning of the constellation of the modern Scorpio the Scorpion with lunar angel Adriel and Lord Adriel. For September 28th For the 28th, we have a waxing crescent moon in lunar mansion number 18 at 14:28 hours. Find freedom if you are a captive or a prisoner of any kind. And it's a good day to strengthen your edifices. Take heed of revenge from enemies. A transit that is full of threats, menace, dissension, uprisings, and schemes against monarchs and powerful people, so understand that. Use a picture or a figurine of a snake holding its tail above its head to stave off fevers and stomach upsets. From the heart of the Scorpion, in the constellation of Scorpio the Scorpion, with lunar angel Agibiel and Lord Egrabel. Now there's two different kinds of icons that have utilized this mansion. Now, the Don't Tread on Me flag by the Gatazin flag from when it was a revolutionary tool for the United States, okay? That one, which we still use today, the yellow flag with the snake on it, but that one is the opposite of what this needs to be, because it's a snake with the tail below and the head up, which causes stomach upsets and causes fevers. Not all the time, but when this mansion happens, it means if you're still using that flag when this mansion happens, you're doing too much. And you need to turn it upside down. You need to turn it upside down just during this mansion so that you can relax and stretch out the stomach. So you want to stretch out the abdomen. You want to put the hands behind your head and lift your legs back and sort of touch your hands to your feet and stretch out the belly. And you want to have, and those that can stand on your head or anything like that, or at least, you know, do a sort of a push-up or put one leg up, that kind of thing is very helpful for your health during this mansion. And during this mansion, this is the picture here, okay? Do that during this mansion. Turn the flag upside down. Or if you're wearing the cross, yeah, if you're wearing a crucifix on your rosary or your necklace, or if you're wearing a crucifix, what you want to do is turn it upside down. For it's like the cross of St. Peter. The cross of St. Peter, if you want to say that St. Peter and his cross are satanic, then fine, because St. Peter's cross is upside down. It's just St. Peter's cross, that's all it is. And satanic, Saint Anne, was simply Jesus's maternal grandmother. That's all. And I'm sure she had nothing, you know, I'm sure she wasn't doing anything bad to Jesus. They just like to pick on their maternal grandmothers. But Jesus was a stepchild, so that's why he was picked on by everybody. So understand that you want to turn your crosses upside down if it's a crucifix or any cross during this mansion, okay? Another movie that utilized this, or a movie that utilized this, that was a movie, that was a flag. Although it was in a TV show called John Adams, I believe. I just had seen that. And it was a very good show, John Adams. I think it's like a series. It's a very good show. Now, another film that uses this image is the Sukiyaki Western Django. 2007, a Quentin Tarantino movie, is a Japanese-style spaghetti Western film where lunar mansion number 18 and mansion of the moon angel Agibiel represents in the opening scene where a snake and an egg are shown, and the snake is slithering down a hill, thereby his tail is above his head. So that's helpful during this mansion. And there's an egg in the movie because the name of the angel is Agibiel, and the Lord is Egrabel. So you see how it works. And you can use it to your benefit or to the detriment of others. Just what I want to do is give you knowledge so that anybody who watches my videos and reads my blogs can do what's best for them and their families and those they care for. September 29th, we have a Scorpio waxing crescent moon to Sagittarius moon in lunar mansion number 19 at 13:06 hours. Find successful hunting and plowing of fields profitable for pillaging urban centers and making war. A transit that causes sorrow, devastation, defeat, and displacement. Use a picture or figurine of a woman holding her hands upon her face and covering her eyes to induce birthing a child or cause a woman's blood moon to begin. From the tail of the Scorpion and the constellation of Scorpio the Scorpion, spanning to the beginning of Sagittarius with lunar angel Amutiel and Lord Anusel. So understand that when you see this kind of thing, understand that this is used in some synagogues when the ladies get up and they they wave for the candles to come in, the light from the candles to come into their eyes, and they cover their eyes. But that's invoking this mansion. It's done like on Friday nights at Shabbat. So understand that it can induce labor or a blood moon. So if you're having any kind of those issues, you might want to not go to that particular type of ceremony. Otherwise, it could be beneficial. It was also used when there was Occupy Wall Street and all those things were happening, and you saw that on the internet all the time, the Statue of Liberty covering her eyes like that, covering her eyes. And when they did that, they were using this mansion to cause the birthing and also the bleeding of the nation, and it did bleed indeed during that time, because there was all the financial situation, and there was the occupying, and people were getting injured, you know, normal people were getting injured. It was a difficult time, but it also birthed a lot of strength and a lot of new things. So you can use it to your benefit. If you understand it, you can use it to your benefit. If you don't understand it, it can be used against you. September 30th, we have a Sagittarius waxing crescent moon in lunar mansion number 20 at 11:28 hours, a transit advantageous for the taming of feral animals and the strengthening of the cages in which you keep them. Also a profitable mansion in which to annihilate the riches of your cronies and acquaintances. Also forces a person to arrive at a prearranged location. Use a depiction of a half man, half horse, also named a Sagittarius or a centaur, to guarantee the success of a hunting party. From the crossbar of the bow and the arrow of the Sagittarius, the constellation of Sagittarius the Archer with lunar angel Kyriel and Lord Lord Quahuk. All right. Now we're moving to October 1st. Sagittarius waxing crescent moon in lunar mansion number 21 at 09:38 hours. And here, this is profitable for the reaping of crops or herds, going on journeys, awful for relationships, causes separation and malevolence. Beware of the picture or statue of a man with two faces, one looking to the right and the other one looking to the left, for this icon causes the annihilation of someone chosen by the magician. From the desert of Sagittarius, the Archer with lunar angel Bethnael and Lord Sept-2. October 2nd, we have a Capricorn waxing crescent moon, all the way through waxing crescent moon this week. It's in lunar mansion number 22 at 07:37 hours. Favorable for captives to run away, thereby escaping imprisonment, being the mansion of the scapegoat. If you are a jailer that has runaway prisoners, if they're running away, use pictures or icons of a man wearing wings upon his feet and a helmet atop his head to recapture and regain the escapees, to re-incarcerate those that are prisoners, that have broken out of their captivity, similar to the figure of the Roman god Mercury. On the other hand, if you are a captive and you want to escape from your detainment center, or if you're in prison and want to escape, then subsequently find security elsewhere, all the while stopping people from speaking evil of you, which might be while you're, like if you're falsely imprisoned in the first place, then use a symbol of a mercurial god's image to do these things for you. Then ask the Lord of this mansion to do so, to stop them from speaking evil and to help you. Now, from the shepherd in the sign of Capricorn the goat with lunar angel Galiel and Lord Gael. The Clash of the Titans is a 1981 action-adventure movie directed by Desmond Davis and written by Beverly Cross. Depicts lunar mansion number 22 in a scene in this film where the character and champion of the film, Perseus, receives several supernatural gifts from the Olympian gods to help him on his heroic quests. Actor Harry Hamlin stars as the hero Perseus. The Olympian gods bestow to Perseus a helmet, a sword, and a shield, which all have uncanny powers in this movie. Traditional Greek mythology stories describe the Olympian gods gifting Perseus with a pair of winged sandals in addition to the other three gifts. This 1981 film also shows Perseus riding upon the flying horse Pegasus that bears wings. This is an artistic evocation of lunar angel Galiel and Lord Gael. Now, if you want to see how these lunar mansion angels and how the lunar mansions themselves and how the lunar lords, how it's spelled, you can click in the description box on my blog and it'll take you to there and you can see how it's all spelled. Now, important resources for lunar mansion magic and transits. The #1 book, Picatrix, attributed to Maslama al-Majriti, Maslama al-Majriti. So this is an ancient book, and it is attributed to, it's according to what they believe to be a great scientist, a great astronomer, and a great scientist in many fields, Maslama al-Majriti. It's Picatrix. Second book, 3 books of occult philosophy, written by Henry Cornelius Agrippa, and this is a medieval book, and the one I have is published by Llewellyn. The other one I mentioned, the first one, Picatrix, I used a PDF. There's a free PDF online. And there's another one that I use a free PDF online, another book called The Fixed Stars and Constellations and Astrology by Vivian Irwood Robson, but that's more for my star magic and Wish Upon a Star. That's another thing, so check those out, the Wish Upon a Star magic. That's another thing. This is more focusing on the angels and lords. And a must-have book, or book I use every day, is The Mansions of the Moon, a lunar zodiac for astrology and magic with the ephemeris that lasts until 2033, by Christopher Warnock, is the author, published by Renaissance Astrology, and the 3 books of occult philosophy published by Llewellyn. All right, thank you for joining us. Join us again next week.